Good morning, my friends. This is Gary Hibbs with Unleash to Lead, and the word from the chair this week is community. You know, we were created to live in community, to be with each other. We've talked about connection and how important that is, and the root word for community is also the root word for communication. We've also talked about that. And the common root, if you will, is common ground. That is, do we stay at the same place? An American philosopher named Dallas Willard, who was all about spiritual formation. He was a Christian who did a lot of writing. He said the natural condition of life for human beings is reciprocal rootedness in others. Isn't that a great term? Reciprocal rootedness in others, to connect, and often to connect deeply, to know another and be known. Rootedness, roots can go down deep, and we're created for that community. And, even in the Christian faith, the Trinity, God, 3 in 1, was community before time, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. And they each had a deference to each other, and just got along perfectly, just with different roles. And, one of my great friends from the retirement community where I had the privilege to serve is Paul Smith. And as you know, we're going to start a series of sages coming on to our Unleashed community on Sundays. We meet every Sunday at 7:30 for 30 minutes. But the first Sunday is going to be Sage Sunday. And I am really pleased to have Paul Smith, the Reverend Dr. Paul Smith, who's going to be our first sage. And it's going to be more than 30 minutes because Paul has a rich history. He is somebody that knows all about community building. In fact, I'm going to show you a book he wrote called Building Beloved Communities, the life and work of the Reverend Dr. Paul Smith. And my friend Paul, who just turned 90 this past September, he is an amazing guy who was knee-deep in the civil rights movement, and he's still involved in the struggle to bring community together. I want to read you a quote from his book, and this is Paul Smith speaking. He said, "I believe the church is the one place in the universe where God's people may gather together to work on problems without fear. There they will find God who precedes us in our concerns and who is able to address our fears. Here we are as one family. We are reduced to oneness in God's house. No class, no race or clan shall be afraid here. Our task is to make the church that kind of place as we serve the Lord." And I am so grateful to have a friendship with Paul, to share that friendship with you. He's going to join us this Sunday, February 1st, 2026 at 7:30. And I hope that you're able to tune in and ask this wonderful servant who knows so much about the civil rights movement. In fact, his best friend, Andrew Young, in 1957, was introduced to Martin Luther King by Paul at Talladega College. So Paul brought the two of them together, and of course they made great history together. And Andrew Young is still with us, and he's in his early 90s. And Paul, being 90, knows a lot about creating community. So join us. The word from the chair is community. We need it. We were created for it. Come and learn with us. Look forward to seeing you there.